welcome to episode 35 of Knitting Needles and Stems. I'm Carrie, I'm the host, and today is Sunday, May 24th, 2026. Today's segments will include works in progress, finished objects, knit-alongs, my patterns, and gardening. I'd like to welcome all my new viewers. Thank you very much for checking out the podcast, and welcome back to all my returning viewers. Thank you very much for watching. You can find me as Knitting Needles and Stems on Ravelry, Facebook, and Patreon. My Ravelry username is Kabammer. And please check us out on Patreon. There I share some early, you can see what projects I'm getting ready to start early, what I'm frogging, and special gardening excursions. And if you feel so inclined, you can support me through Patreon. Okay, so what's new? Last weekend, we met up with my dad and stepmom in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. We stayed close to the Pictured Rocks, which is on Lake Superior. We didn't actually see the Pictured Rocks, but we did stay in an Airbnb so we could all be together. It was a nice little 3-bedroom house that was kind of secluded, so it was really quiet and just a nice getaway. It's always nice going up to the UP. We hiked a couple little trails and saw some waterfalls, and we just had a lot of fun. So that was fun. And then after we got back, me and my oldest went down to Eau Claire to the Pablo Center and saw Clue, the play. And that was a lot of fun too, because during the spring we saw it, not the spring, during the fall, we saw the high school, our local high school did the play Clue, and then I was like, oh, it's going to be at the Pablo Center. Let's go see the professionals do it. So it was nice to be able to see both, and we had a lot of fun. We want to check out more shows at the Pablo Center. So if you're in the area, in the Eau Claire area with Wisconsin, let us know if you know of any good shows coming up at the Pablo Center. Okay, let's jump in to works in progress. I have only worked on 3 things since we last talked. The first one is The Coziest Memory by Kemper Ray. This is the blanket that I'm making using whatever my most recent finished fingering weight yarn is. And then in between, I'm going to be using just some fingering that I already have left over. So when I don't have a most recent fingering weight project finished, then I'll just use whatever I have available. So I got quite a lot done on this because I changed the way that I was doing it. This one, I have 1 whole row done, 25 squares. And I've started on the 2nd row, and you can see here, I've been telling you that I'm going to do a black stripe in between the rows, and here is my black stripe going in between the rows all the way here. So I'm up to, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 plus 25 is 36. I'm up to 36 squares. It is 25 squares across. And I did buy a new needle to have on this. I bought a fixed Chiago 40-inch US 2.75 millimeter needle to use for this. I was using DPNs when it was just the first row, but now that I had to pick up, you know, all the stitches for the black row in between, I figured I needed a new needle for that. So I did get 11 squares done since last time I showed it to you, because I was waiting for my new needle to come so I could do the black. And I'm almost done. I'm almost caught up. I want to catch up with my backlog of fingering weight. Most of it's from my poncho because I had a bunch of that done all at the same time. So I had a whole lot that was waiting to be used in order of the project that was completed. So I want to use all those up. I want to catch up on all those, and then I will start doing 1 square per week until forever. It'll probably take me about 10 to 12 years to finish it at that rate, but I'm not in any hurry to get this blanket done. I'm really enjoying it right now. So again, that is Coziest Memory by Kemper Ray, using all of my leftover fingering weight yarns. Okay, the next thing that I've been working on is my 3-in-1 by Alpha Knits. For this one, I'm using Collage Yarns Riveting Sport in Storm, Lava, and Sand. So, let's see. Since I haven't been working on very much stuff, I'm actually getting a lot done. This is the body and one of the sleeves ready to be attached. They're not technically attached yet, but it tells you to put it on there. You do bind off some stitches in the underarm, and then those will be, sewn together after it's done. But I have the body and the first sleeve, and I am currently working on the second sleeve. So I've almost got the second sleeve to where I'll be able to add it. I have quite a bit to go, but I'm really happy with how this is turning out. I wasn't sure how it would be with the solid colors, but I really like the solid colors. And I'm happy with the order that I decided to do them in. It is kind of a red, white, and blue effect, but like a muted red, white, and blue, so it's not going to be like super patriotic or anything. And I'm glad that I used the red on the bottom because I have a tendency to get my cuffs and stuff dirty, and I don't want the white to be all dingy and dirty looking. So again, this is 3-in-1 by Alpha Knits, using Collage Yarns Riveting Sport in Storm, Lava, and Sand. And the Collage Yarns Riveting Sport is made of 100% recycled blue jeans, which is also pretty cool. So since it's made of cotton, it will be a summertime sweater. Let's see, I also worked on my Cable Isles Throw by Helen Gibson. For this one, I'm using Knit Picks Mighty Stitch Worsted in Mulberry Heather, Navy Heather, Cream, Spruce, Navy, and Celestial. It's a lot of colors. So this one is worked in strips. They're blocks that are worked in strips. Let me unroll it here. So I got the first block, which is the Mulberry Heather. Second block is the Cream. The third block is technically the Navy here. You gotta excuse all the cat hair because I do have a cat who loves to sit with me while I'm knitting. Fourth block is Spruce. Fifth block is Celestial. Sixth block is another Mulberry Heather. And then we have the seventh block, which is in progress, and that is the Navy Heather. So it's supposed to be worked in strips, and then the strips are supposed to be sewn together. I will be joining them as I go, because that's what I did on another blanket that I made that was worked in blocks, in strips, that was supposed to be sewn together. I joined them as I go, and I really like that there's no sewing to do at the end, because I'm sure you've heard me say it before. I really don't like to sew my knitting. So okay, let's see. I've also worked on my Fish Lips Kiss Heel Socks by Socks Therapist. These are the ones that I'm making using the Knit Picks Sock Dye Blank. That is Knit Picks Stroll Fingering that I dyed myself. This is what it looked like when it was in the blank. And I have one whole foot done. This is the entirety of the purple flower that's on the top, and you can see the little start of the next flower. And I am working on the second sock, which it looks like my colors are going to match up pretty good. So that's one of the really fun things about sock blanks, is that you're supposed to be able to have 2 matching socks when you're done. So again, this one will have, I don't have yet, the Fish Lips Kiss Heel by Socks Therapist. And I'm using Knit Picks Sock Die Blank. And that is the Knit Picks Stroll Fingering yarn. All right, that's all for works in progress. Let's move on to finished objects. All right, I have all little things for you this time. The first thing that I finished is my Toy Bear Coda Redux by J.G. Miller. This was for the Bears for Kids group that I'm in, and our May theme was Scrappy Bears. So this bear has all the little scraps that I had in my bear bag. And I just like how this one turned out. He has a little bottom shaping and a little belly shaping. It's all made in one piece. It's a little fiddly at some points, but that doesn't bother me at all. I mean, I make enough toys that I should be used to the fiddliness. It did call for safety eyes, but I like the yarn eyes. I like that it looks like it's wearing a little mask, like it's a superhero. And I think any kid is going to just love to have this little bear. So he's just really cute. Again, it's the Toy Bear Coda Redux by J.G. Miller. And then I have some snowflakes for you that were for the small stuff in the Knitting in the Loft Ravelry group. It used to be the Saturday Social, and they've changed it to small stuff because it's not only on Saturdays when these patterns are being dropped. So the first one that we did, or that I did, was the Mystery Flake from Pinterest. So this one was just a chart that was on Pinterest. Just a cute little snowflake. These don't take very long to make at all, but they're really fun, and you can't really tell, but my yarn, my crochet thread has sparkles in it. So, okay, the next one is the Kalia Snowflake by Crochetpedia. I maybe didn't pronounce that correctly because I'm not sure how to pronounce it. It's a little more lacy than the first one was, with the same thread. I'm using the same thread on all of them. Then we have the Cold Storage 1 Snowflake by Deborah Atkinson. And the Cold Storage 2 Snowflake by Deborah Atkinson. And while these are done, I'm done crocheting them. They're not completely ready to be sent. I'm planning on sending these in Christmas cards this year to loved ones, and I will stiffen them with a solution of 1 part water, 1 part Epsom salt. I boil it, let it cool off a little bit, dip them in there, pin them out, and they dry stiff and ready to be used. So that is all of my finished objects for this time. Let's move on to knit-alongs. In the Carried from Fleece group, my pattern designer group, is our 6th annual Mystery Spring Make-Along 2026. It's the 6th annual. It ran from April 15th to May 31st, 2026. There is still time to get the pattern and join the make-along, or hop over there and see the pictures of the finished critters if you want to see what the critter was for this year. I will be showing it on the next podcast because that'll be past the date that the knit-along will be over. So The next knit along that I participate in is in the Project a Month KAL group. For the month of May, we are doing blankets and pillows. That's what my cable aisles throw is for. It will not be done in May, but it's fun to work on it, and the thread will be open whenever I'm finished with it. I can share it in the thread. The third knit along that I'm participating in is in the Yarniacs podcast group. It is the Love Your Stash KAL, and it runs from March 20th to June 21st, 2026. And any yarn that you've had in your stash for a year or longer, or any pattern that you've had that you haven't made that's been in your library for a year or longer counts for this. I mean, any yarn. Let me back up. Any yarn that's been in your stash for a year or longer counts for this KAL. You can use a new pattern, or you can use a pattern that's been in and you've bought paid not made patterns to get extra points. If you make it from all stash, you get extra points. So it's a lot of fun. You can use up some old stash. I'm making my 3-in-1 for this KAL, and that is the oldest stash according to Ravelry. It's the oldest stash that I have. So that's a lot of fun to get that done. I've had it in my queue forever for this pattern and just haven't made it yet. So okay, the next knit along that I'm participating in is in the Downseller Studio podcast, and I am a sponsor for this knit along. It's the Splash Pad Party 2026. So if you make any of my patterns during this make along, then you get extra points for that. And this one runs from May 22nd to July 31st, and you do have to register for this one, and then just keep track of what you finish, and whips are eligible for prizes in this knit along. So that's, I mean, knit along, make along. You can do whatever you want. You can spin or knit or weave or crochet. So so yeah, any of that stuff can qualify you for that one. The next knit along that I'm participating in is Summer Sock Camp 2026. This one is hosted by the Crazy Sock Lady podcast. It's a video podcast. If you haven't checked her out, you should check her out, along with the Downseller Studio and Yarniacs. The Summer Sock Camp runs from May 25th to August 31st, 2026. And whips are eligible for this. You can crochet or knit socks and enter them, and you can win some prizes. And she sells swag. All this information is available in her Ravelry group, so you can go buy some swag for it. She made a pattern that is a pattern of the sock that's on the logo for this year, on the logo for the Summer Sock Camp 2026. And it's really cute. And then one of the dyers, Mama Jess Knits, she has a special colorway that's dyed up for it. I think she's sold out right now, but she's dyed up a special colorway just for this Summer Sock Camp, which is really fun. Okay, and the last one that I'm participating in right now is the Craft Cook Read Repeat podcast is hosting their bingo. For bingo, it runs from May 22nd to September 7th, 2026. And they have a card that you can get on Instagram. And you can get a bingo just by reading. You can get a bingo just by cooking. Or you can get a bingo just by crafting. Or you could do like me and go for the coverall. So you can have up to two entries. One for your bingo and one for your coverall. I always try for the coverall. I get most of my reading done for the whole year during these 3 months in the summer because I want to do the coverall. That's just how I am. So, so yeah, that's all of the knit-alongs that I'm participating in right now. Let's move on to my patterns. I sell patterns on Ravelry as Carried from Fleece. Right now, my Mystery Critter 2026 is available. The links are down in the show notes here. The full version of the patterns will be coming out on June 2nd. The mystery will be over. The full pattern will be available. And yeah, so there's that. My new shawl pattern, I actually sent it to a friend of mine who is taking the tech editing class through the Fiber Guild of America. I think that's it, but I'm not 100% sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sure you know. But she was wondering if she could look at one of my patterns and just get her feet wet with the tech editing, because she's almost done with the class, and I'm so excited for her. I'm so happy. So happy to have a friend that will be able to help me out if she chooses to keep helping me out with my patterns. For my shawl pattern, I used Leading Men Fiber Arts Show Steeler, which is their cashmere base, and Bare Necessities, Krampus, and Poison Apple. So once she's done with the tech editing, I will be putting it into testing pretty soon after, because I do want, if I can, to have this out by December. And if it won't be this December, it'll be next December. So I have a Colorwork hat that I made up, and I was going to send it to a magazine, didn't get it sent because of the health issues that I was having earlier this month. And so I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that yet. I might just hold on to it till another call for submissions comes, or I might just publish it on my own. So we'll see. And the last thing that I'm designing that I'm really excited to tell you about, I told you last time, is the pencil gnomes. I wanted to make some gnomes for my youngest daughter's teachers for gifts, you know, because she loves her teachers. Her teachers work really hard, and I just wanted to say thank you for what they do for her. So I looked up some pencil gnome patterns, and there were none that well, first of all, on Ravelry there were none that weren't crochet, and none that really caught my eye. So I was like, well, I'll just make my own. So I've made the pencil gnome with a couple variations. This one has a more smoothly tapered body, and it has a lot of picket bind off stitches around the edges, which I think is super cute. It kind of flares out, and I just think it's really, really adorable. And then I have this one who has the bunch of pickets on the hat, but the body shape is more narrow at the top, and then it comes out all at once, kind of down here, right before the eraser. And then I decided to try one. This one has the fully tapered body. So there's two body shapes. There's fully tapered, which kind of, you know, evenly increases, but then the hat has less pickets on the bind off. So I think I'm going to publish it with the two hat versions and the two body versions, and let people choose what they want. But I think they're super cute. I have 3 finished so far. She has 5 teachers that she wants to give them to. I have 2 more that I need to finish. One of them has almost the whole body done, the hat and the body. I have the hat for the last one done, because it really does help to block the hat. So you can tell this one and this one have both been blocked, but this one has not, this one here. And you can really tell the difference. I always thought that with toys you really couldn't tell much of a difference, but you really can. And especially with the pickets, especially when you have the lot of picket bind off, it makes a difference if you block it. So yeah, that's gonna be my pencil gnome. If you can come up with a cute and clever name for my pencil gnomes, I would appreciate some suggestions. I have a couple things in mind, but I'm not 100% sure what they will be called yet. So yeah, look for this to be coming for tech editing soon, and for testing soon. Okay, let's move on to gardening. So I wanted to show you my peace lily because I am so excited. So excited. I was afraid that this one was dead. You can see the one flower there leaning upside down. But it has 7 flowers all at once. And I don't think it's had this many since I've had it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the little droopy one that we just saw is 7. Oh, here it is. 7. I'm so excited. And it's doing so well. I'm considering, I have to repot it. I'm considering splitting it into separate pots because I think, I mean, it looks like it's pretty snug in there. So I'm not sure if it will benefit from splitting. If you know much about repotting peace lilies, let me know. If you think I should split it or if you think I should keep it all together, let me know. I'm open to suggestions. So yeah. I think that's all that I have for you for now. So until next time, keep doing what you love. Bye.